It was a stormy evening as I stepped off a worn curb at the old station. Dark clouds draped the sky, and rain fell steadily from the eaves. I had heard quiet whispers about the night glider, a train noted for its irregular stops and unpredictable detours. With a calm determination, I entered the small station building, ready to learn what the night would bring. Inside, warm lights spilled over faded benches and worn signs. A few travelers huddled in the shelter, each lost in their own thoughts. I joined them, quietly absorbing the murmur of anticipation that filled the space. When the heavy doors opened to reveal the weathered sign of the night glider, I realized I was beginning a journey that would change my view of travel. Boarding the train, I selected a seat beside a large window streaked with rain. The carriage exuded a modest charm, with sturdy wooden benches that had carried many travelers over the years. Soft voices and measured silences among my fellow passengers lent the compartment an air of expectancy. As the train slowly pulled away, I watched the wet world blur by, each drop echoing the promise of the unknown. The rhythmic clack of the wheels joined the sound of rain outside, creating a steady beat that filled the carriage. Outside, reflections of streetlights danced on puddles as the landscape transformed into shifting patches of light and shadow. My eyes met those of a few other passengers briefly, a silent nod shared among strangers. Yet, amid that calm, I sensed that change was soon in store. A clear voice came over the intercom, informing us of a slight delay on the route ahead. The announcement was brief and matter-of-fact, leaving little room for alarm. Gradually, the night glider reduced its speed as it neared the entrance to a long, shadowy tunnel. In that brief moment, the slowing pace felt like an invitation to let thoughts roam free. Inside the tunnel, a soft flicker from overhead lights barely dispelled the darkness. Every creak of the train and gentle hum of the engine transformed into subtle reminders of our pause. I eased further into my seat and noticed a quiet presence at the back of the carriage. A soft-voiced woman dressed in a plain dark coat introduced herself as Mara and shared a few simple words about welcoming unexpected delays. Mara explained that stops on the night glider were not uncommon and often carried quiet meaning. She spoke plainly, suggesting that every pause might hold a lesson if we allowed our minds to wander. Several nearby passengers nodded slowly, and silence reclaimed the car as her message sank in. In that shared stillness, the brief interruption began to feel like an opportunity for insight, rather than inconvenience. After a thoughtful stretch of minutes, the intercom crackled once more with news that the technical issue had been resolved. The conductor announced that our next destination would be a little-known stop called Iron Ridge Station. In response, a few travelers began gathering their belongings, preparing for an unplanned disembarkation. I rose with a steady purpose, ready to step off the train and explore what this detour might reveal. Stepping onto Iron Ridge Station, I found a quiet beauty in its gentle abandonment. The platform, partially reclaimed by nature, was edged with wild grasses and small blooms. Soft lamps cast mellow pools of light on the rain-washed concrete as nature slowly overran the man-made structure. It was as though the passing of time had softened every hard line, leaving behind an unspoken grace. Outside the station, a small group of fellow travelers had already left the train. I joined them, and Mara's comforting presence remained at my side as we began to walk along the worn pathway. The subtle chatter was hushed and respectful, each person savoring the unexpected pause in our routine. We moved slowly, accepting that sometimes a journey takes a detour for reasons that may later become clear. We found shelter beneath a simple canopy near an old wooden bench. Here, The gentle glow of a solitary lamp and the continuous patter of rain blended into a quiet symphony. Mara explained that stops such as Iron Ridge were meant for travelers to reorient themselves, to find clarity in moments of delay. Her words, plain and thoughtful, gave weight to the pause, transforming it into a chance to reflect on life's winding path. Soon, a friendly local man named Eli arrived with further explanation. He explained that scheduled maintenance on the tracks had caused the detour, and that a modest shuttle had been arranged for onward travel. His calm and straightforward tone helped ease the remaining uncertainty among the group. With collective acceptance, we gathered our belongings and prepared to board the shuttle, bidding farewell to the familiar hum of the night glider. On the shuttle, I chose a seat near a steamed-up window and watched Iron Ridge Station disappear into the distance. The vehicle advanced along a narrow country road framed by swaying trees and glistening puddles. Soft conversations began to emerge among the passengers as they shared quiet memories of past journeys and detours that later revealed hidden blessings. In the steady hum of the engine, time and distance seemed to melt into an ongoing reflection. The landscape gradually transformed from the rugged edges of Iron Ridge into the gentle scenery of a small village. Neat houses with warm, flickering lights appeared along the roadside, and the dark sky yielded slightly to the approaching dawn. The rain lessened, and the cool night air was tinged with the scent of damp earth and fresh beginnings. In that gradual transition, every moment felt intentionally part of a larger unfolding story. At the village station, a welcoming structure of timber and brick, the shuttle stopped and we were greeted by local faces that wore easy, friendly smiles. Inside the station, the atmosphere was both comforting and familiar, as if every traveler was returning home. People settled in soft chairs while brief exchanges of kind words filled the space. I took a moment to admire the simple details. The gentle glow of overhead lights, the soft rustle of newspapers, and the quiet clinking of mugs. In a small sitting area near a large window, I found a quiet corner to reflect on the events of the last few hours. With each passing moment, the hurried pace of my earlier travels gave way to introspection. I recalled the measured steps on the night glider, Mara's calm insights, and the natural ease of Iron Ridge. Every pause, every unexpected detour had subtly shifted my perspective on what it means to travel. After a while, a soft announcement from the station manager indicated that a local shuttle would soon take us to the next town. I gathered my few belongings while a gentle warmth replaced the earlier chill of the storm. With Mara accompanying me, we stepped out into the fresh, rain-washed air and began the short walk to the shuttle pickup point. The damp pavement glistened under the early sun, and every step forward felt hopeful. On the new shuttle, I sat quietly by the large window and let the scenery roll by. The route led us through winding roads past fields of dewy crops and clusters of small, animated hamlets. Soft conversations resumed among fellow passengers as we recalled the lessons learned from unexpected stops and gentle delays. The steady pace of the vehicle, combined with the murmur of shared voices, deepened my sense of communal journeying. Before long, the shuttle drew to a stop at Clear Meadow Station, a small hub alive with morning activity. The station, built with exposed brick and large glass panels, emanated a welcoming glow that warmed every weary traveler. Locals greeted us with genuine smiles, and the simple bustle of the station filled the space with a productive energy. The transition from the quiet detour to the comforting rhythm of Clear Meadow was both natural and reassuring. Inside Clear Meadow, I found a small lounge area with overstuffed chairs and fresh flowers on each table. Travelers exchanged soft words and thoughtful glances as they waited for their next connection. I settled into a chair near the window, which offered a view of a busy street beyond. a gentle blend of old-world charm and modern life. In that quiet space, I allowed my thoughts to wander, piecing together the mosaic of moments from the previous night. I recalled the slow ride on the night glider, the subtle warning of Mara, and the unexpected stop at Iron Ridge. Each scene resonated like a soft note in a longer melody, gradually building into a chorus of quiet understanding. The challenges and pauses of the journey had nurtured a new awareness, one that embraced uncertainty as a chance for growth. In that reflective interlude, I recognized that every unplanned moment could hold a lesson waiting to be discovered. After a restful pause in the station lounge, the time came to resume my journey. With a small pack over my shoulder and a fresh sense of purpose, I joined a group of local travelers as they stepped outside. The day had broken fully now, with sunlit pathways and gentle breezes offering a promise of clear horizons. As I moved forward, every familiar sound, the distant hum of conversation, the soft chirp of morning birds, and the rustle of leaves, echoed the resolve that the night's detours had bestowed. I continued along a well-worn road leading away from Clear Meadow, with each step reaffirming that life was best experienced in its unpredictable turns. The events of that stormy night, the deliberate pace of the train, Mara's measured counsel, and the serene acceptance of the detour remained etched in my memory. In every quiet moment and every soft-spoken conversation, I found pieces of a larger truth, that our journeys are filled with gentle surprises meant to guide us. Daylight grew stronger, and with it came a sense of calm determination to embrace whatever came next. In the hours that followed, the landscape shifted once again as I arrived at a remote market town nestled beside a meandering river. Stalls filled with colorful produce and handmade goods lined narrow streets, and the murmurs of cheerful barter filled the air. I spent several hours wandering amid the vibrant displays, engaging in easy conversation with locals who shared stories of past journeys and small miracles discovered along the way. Every shared smile and thoughtful word deepened my understanding that the unexpected is often a doorway to simple joys. When the afternoon waned into a mellow twilight, I secured a modest room in a local inn known for its quiet hospitality and homey charm. The inn's common area was softly lit by low lamps and the gentle glow of a stone fireplace. Over a humble dinner with a few friendly guests, I listened to tales of personal detours and unforeseen blessings that altered lives in subtle yet significant ways. In that warm setting, the lessons of the night merged with the comfort of shared humanity, leaving me with a profound sense of gratitude. Later, as I stepped out into the cool night air to stretch my legs, I wandered along narrow lanes lit by old-fashioned lanterns. The gentle murmur of the town at night, distant voices, the soft tap of raindrops on stone, and the rustle of trees seemed to echo the reflective cadence of my day-long journey. I paused by a small overlook where the town's lights shimmered against a star-filled sky, and for a moment I felt that each step and every delay was part of a grand tapestry. The evening offered no rush, just the deliberate pace of heart and mind harmonizing with the night. Over the next several days, my journey continued with further adventures and thoughtful encounters. I traveled by bus and foot through winding streets, visited quiet neighborhoods, and enjoyed simple meals shared with newfound friends who had also experienced their share of unexpected stops. Each day built upon the last as I gathered small moments of clarity and hope. Each pause a gentle reminder that even when plans change, there is beauty in forging onward with open eyes. Every conversation, every shared meal deepened the realization that the path itself sometimes teaches more than the destination. One bright morning, after days of steady travel through sunlit villages and sleepy hamlets, I reached a scenic ridge overlooking a broad valley. The vista revealed rolling fields, slow-moving rivers, and clusters of homes that blended into the landscape with quiet dignity. I sat for a long while on a stone bench, letting the soft wind and sun-warmed air fill my senses. In that expansive moment, I recognized that the journey, the unexpected detours, the gentle delays, and the kind souls encountered along the way had reshaped who I was and how I would face the future. As my travels progressed, I found that every new town, every chance encounter added another layer of meaning to my experience. Whether in a bustling market or a silent roadside cafe, the simple exchange of words and the patient observation of life's small miracles enriched my understanding. I began to keep a small notebook, jotting down reflections, snippets of conversation, and small details that might have been forgotten otherwise. These moments, though quiet, formed a mosaic of experience that affirmed my belief that every journey holds hidden wisdom. When it was finally time to return to the familiar station where my adventure had begun, I felt a deep, quiet satisfaction. I had traveled far beyond the stormy night on the night glider and experienced a cascade of gentle surprises along the way. Every unexpected stop, every kind word from a stranger, and every quiet reflection had contributed to a profound inner change. With a heart both lighter and wiser, I boarded a final train bound for home, carrying with me the subtle truths gathered from a journey unplanned yet full of purpose. In the soft light of the returning dusk, as the train whisked me back along familiar tracks, I gazed out the window at a world that felt both known and newly vibrant. Each rhythmic click of the wheels became a reminder that even when life shifts abruptly, there is a steady beat that connects us all. The memory of Mara's quiet guidance, the gentle explanations of Eli and others, and the scenes of tender human connection would remain long after the journey's end. I understood, in a profound yet simple way, that every detour, even one born of a stormy night, is woven into the larger fabric of our lives. By the time the train pulled into the station, night had settled in again. Stepping off onto the familiar platform, I felt that my path had been subtly remade. The journey had not been a tale of terror or overwhelming fear, but one of quiet strength, shared moments, and the gentle unfolding of life's unexpected beauty. I looked back on the day's events with a knowing smile, ready to begin the next chapter with open eyes and a willing heart.